What is up, everybody? Piscean here. In this video, I wanted to go over advanced astrological interpretations of the tarot and I Ching. Before we get started, please subscribe, like, comment, and share if you dare and care. With peace and love. And tarot cards and I Ching hexagrams are very important in regards to astrology, believe it or not. We're going to go over a syncretic treatise on celestial, cartomantic, and hexagrammatic correspondences. So this treatise establishes a rigorous astrological framework for interpreting two major definitory systems, the tarot, specifically the Rider-Waite-Smith and Thoth traditions, and the I Ching Yai Jing, drawing from Hermetic Kabbalah, Hellenistic planetary rulerships, and Taoist cosmological cycles. We demonstrate that each tarot card and I Ching hexagram encodes a specific astrological signature. Whether it's planetary, zodiacal, elemental, or temporal, the practitioner who understands these correspondences can read charts, cards, and hexagrams interchangeably, revealing the unified structure underlying Western and Eastern esotericism. So we begin with our astrological correspondences of the tarot, the major arcana, planets, signs, and the soul's journey. So the 22 major arcana correspond to the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, which in turn correspond to the 12 zodiac signs, adding 7 planets, adding 3 elements, or the 10 Sephiroth, and 22 paths. So 10 Sephiroth and 22 paths. The Golden Dawn system provides the most coherent astrological mapping. All right. We have 5 sections to go over. So, we have our card, our Hebrew letter, our astrological correspondence, our planetary sign, ruler, and our key interpretation. So the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot, Strength, the Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, Justice, and the Hanged Man here, as well as on forward on, but we're going to look at these ones right now. From the Fool to the Death card, we see the Fool is Aleph, air element, with Uranus and Thoth, or air itself. It's the primal breath potential before manifestation. The Magician is Beth, Mercury, so conscious will, communication, and skill. The High Priestess is Gimel, moon, intuition, hidden knowledge, the subconscious. The Empress is Daleth, Venus, fertility, beauty, nature's abundance. The Emperor is He, Aries, Mars, exalted in Aries, structure, authority, the father principle. The Hierophant is Vav, Taurus, Venus, exalted in Taurus, tradition, teaching, the bridge between divine and human. When I say exalted, I mean these planets created these signs, not that they're actually exalted in these placements. The Lovers, Zayin, Gemini is Mercury, duality, choice, and union of opposites. The Chariot is Cheth, Cancer. The Moon, emotional mastery, will directed through feeling. Strength is Teeth, Leo. Sun, courage, raw energy, tamed by compassion. The Hermit is Yod, Virgo, Mercury, solitude, inner guidance, and the search for truth. The Wheel of Fortune is Calf, Jupiter, and Jupiter cycles, fate, expansion, and change. Justice is Lamid, Libra, Venus, its balance, cause and effect, and legal matters. The Hanged Man is Mem, water, element, Neptune, and Thoth, surrender, suspension, new perspective. And Death is Nun, Scorpio, Mars, traditional, or Pluto, transformation, ending as beginning. All right. We see Temperance card, the Devil card, the Tower card, and the Star, as well as the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, and the World. So Temperance is Samaik, also known as Sagittarius, Jupiter, alchemy, balance, the middle path. The Devil is Ayin, Capricorn, Saturn, material bondage, shadow, the false self. The Tower is Pi, Mars, sudden destruction, revelation, ego collapse. The Star is Zadi, Aquarius, Saturn, traditional, or Uranus, hope, inspiration, cosmic connection. The Moon is Koph, Pisces, Jupiter, traditional, or Neptune, illusion, the unconscious, fear. The Sun is Resh, so sun, joy, clarity, success, conscious self. Judgment is Shin, fire element, Pluto and Thoth, awakening, resurrection, final reckoning. And the World is Tav, Saturn, the sphere, its completion, wholeness, and the cosmic dance. So now we see our astrological nuance. So in the Thoth Tarot, also known as Crowley, adjustments are made. The Fool is air, not Uranus. The Star is Aquarius, Uranus. The Emperor is Aries, Mars. The Hierophant is Taurus, Venus. The Lovers is Gemini, Mercury. The Chariot is Cancer, the Moon. Strength is Leo, the Sun. Hermit is Virgo, Mercury. Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. Justice is Libra, Venus. Hanged Man is Water, Neptune. Death is Scorpio, Pluto. Temperance is Sag, Jupiter. Devil is Capricorn, Saturn. Tower is Mars. Star is Aquarius, Uranus. Moon is Pisces, Neptune. Sun is Sun. Judgment is Fire, Pluto. And the World card is Saturn. Alrighty. So, the minor arcana, decanic and planetary rulerships. Now, the 56 minor arcana are divided into 4 suits, each corresponding to one of the 4 classical elements in a zodiac triplicity. So we have our suit, our element, our astrological domain, and our court cards. We have our wands, our cups, swords, and pentacles. All right. So our wands is fire spirit, will, career, creativity. King equals fire of fire, queen equals water of fire, knight equals air of fire, and page equals earth of fire. All right. For water, we have our cups, emotions, relationships, intuition. King equals fire of water, queen is water of water, knight is air of water, and page is earth of water. And with our air signs here, we have our swords, intellect, conflict, communication. So king is fire of air, queen is water of air, knight is air of air, and page is earth of air. In our pentacles, we have our earth material, body, work, money. King is fire of earth, queen is water of earth, knight is air of earth, and page is earth of earth. So we have our decanic system, which is 36 decans. And each zodiac sign is 30 degrees, divided into 3 decans of 10 degrees, each ruled by a planet in Chaldean order. The numbered cards 2 through 10 correspond to these decans across the 4 suits. So for example, Aries decans. First decan of Aries is 0 degrees through 10 degrees Aries, with Mars, subruler Mars. Tarot is 2 of Wands, Mars and Aries. Second decan, 10 degrees through 20 degrees Aries, Sun, 3 of Wands, Sun and Aries. And third decan, 20 degrees through 30 degrees Aries, Venus, 4 of Wands, Venus and Aries. Alrighty. So hopefully that can make sense for you guys. Now we have our complete mapping, Golden Dawn. So we have our card, decan, planetary ruler, Chaldean order, and astrological interpretation. So we see 2 of Wands, so first decan of Aries, Mars and Aries, assertive beginning, dominance, and planning. 3 of Wands is second decan of Aries, Sun and Aries, established leadership, enterprise, and pride. 4 of Wands is third decan Aries, Venus and Aries, celebration, harmony after struggle, homecoming. 5 of Wands is first decan Taurus, Mercury and Taurus, conflict over resources, stubborn arguments. 6 of Wands is the second decan of Taurus, Moon and Taurus, victory, public recognition, and sensual reward. 7 of Wands is third decan of Taurus, Saturn and Taurus, defensive position, holding ground, endurance. We get 8 of Wands, first decan Gemini, Jupiter and Gemini, swift communication, multiple opportunities. 9 of Wands, second decan of Gemini, Mars and Gemini, last stand, resilience, suspicion. 10 of Wands, third decan Gemini, Sun and Gemini, overburden, completion of a cycle, responsibility, and so on through all 36 decans. So our practical use, when a decanic card appears in a reading, note the planetary and sign combination. For example, the 5 of Pentacles, Mercury and Taurus, suggests worry about material security, Taurus, exacerbated by mental rumination, Mercury. All right, and our aces are the root forces. Each ace represents the pure, unmanifested essence of its suit element, corresponding to Kether, the crown, on the tree of life. Astrologically, an ace is like a planetary ingress into a sign at 0 degrees, raw potential. We have our court cards, the planetary sign blend. So our king is the fixed, mature expression. Fire of the suit's element corresponds to the cardinal sign of the suit's element's triplicity, but more precisely, king is the element's highest manifestation, often linked to the sun or Saturn. Our queen is the internal, nurturing expression, water of the suit, linked to the moon. Our knight is the dynamic, active expression, air of the suit, linked to Mars and Mercury. And our page is the embryonic, learning expression, earth of the suit, linked to Mercury as messenger, or Venus as youthful beauty. Our example is Knight of Cups, air of water, Mars or Mercury in a water sign, emotionally driven action, romantic quests, poetic intensity. All right, part 2 is astrological interpretations of the I Ching, I Ching. So essentially, the I Ching's hexagrams, there are 64 of them. They're built from 8 trigrams, each with elemental, directional, and seasonal correspondences. We can map these to the 12 signs, 7 planets, and the 5 Chinese elements, being wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. And then we're going to translate into Western astrological terms. So we have our 8 trigrams here, and the astrological correspondences. So our trigram name, element, Chinese, direction, season, Western astrological correspondence. Starting with heaven, creative metal, yang, northwest, late autumn, Saturn, structure, authority, and sun, sovereignty. We have earth, receptive earth, yin, southwest, late summer, moon, nurturing, receptivity, and Venus, fertility. Thunder, arousing, wood, yang, east, spring, Uranus, sudden change, shock, and Mars, explosive action. We have water, abysmal water, yang, north, winter, Mercury, depth, danger, travel, and moon, emotional tides. We have mountain, keeping still, earth, yang, northeast, transition, Saturn, limitation, stillness, and earth element. We have wind, gentle, wood, yin, southeast, late, spring, Mercury, air, communication, and Jupiter, expansion. Fire, clinging fire, yin, south, summer, sun, clarity, illumination, and Mars, heat, energy. Lake is joyous metal, yin, west, autumn, Venus, pleasure, harmony, and moon, reflection. All right. Now we look at the 64 hexagrams as planetary sign combinations. A hexagram is a stack of 2 trigrams, lower is inner, upper is outer. Each hexagram can be interpreted as a planetary aspect or transit configuration. We have our methodology here, where we convert each trigram to its Western planetary sign correspondence above. The lower trigram represents the natal or internal condition. The upper trigram represents the transiting or external condition. The interaction between the 2 trigrams mimics an astrological aspect, conjunction, trine, square, etc., based on element compatibility. So our first example is hexagram 1, creative over creative. Lower is Saturn Sun, upper is Saturn Sun. And we interpret pure yang, total creative power. Astrologically, a Sun-Saturn conjunction in a cardinal Earth sign, Capricorn, indicates sovereign authority, discipline, and the potential for rigidity. Hexagram 2, receptive over receptive, lower moon Venus, upper moon Venus. Pure yin, total receptivity. Astrologically, a moon-Venus conjunction in Taurus or Cancer, fertility, patience, yielding strength. And hexagram 3, thunder over earth, lower is moon, Venus, earth, upper is Uranus, Mars, thunder. So Uranus, Mars transiting over natal moon, Venus, sudden emotional upheaval, unexpected romantic or family disruption, creative breakthrough, aftershock. And hexagram 49, revolution, fire over lake. Lower is Venus, moon, lake joy, upper is sun, Mars, fire, clinging. So sun, Mars in square or opposition to Venus, moon. A relationship revolution, casting off old emotional patterns, a fiery cleansing of stagnant joy. All right, we have our moving lines, and these are our planetary transits and progressions. Each hexagram line from bottom to top corresponds to a position in a 6-step process, akin to the 6 phases of a planetary cycle. So for example, Mercury retrograde, shadow, stationary, direct, etc., or the 6 houses of an astrological aspect. So we have our bottom line, which is our first line, the inciting incident, like a transiting planet entering a new sign, so 0 degrees ingress. Our second line is early development, minor aspect, semi-sextile, 30 degrees. Our third line is a crisis point, square opposition, which is 90 degrees and 180 degrees. Our fourth line is consolidation, which is a trine, being 120 degrees. And our fifth line is climax, conjunction or full manifestation, 0 degrees. And our sixth line on top is excess or transcendence, out of bounds or anaretic degree, which is 29. All right. So our moving line interpretation. A changing line from yang to yin or vice versa indicates a transit in motion. The planet is applying to an aspect not yet exact. The new hexagram formed after the line changes represents the resolution of that transit. All right. So let's talk about seasonal and lunar correspondences. So the I Ching's original layer, the Zuyi, was a divination manual for rulers, tied to the agricultural calendar. Astrologically, we can map each hexagram to a specific lunar mansion, nakshatra or zyu, or a solar term. So 64 hexagrams divided by 12 signs, we get 5.33 hexagrams per sign. And more precise mapping is each hexagram corresponds to approximately 5.625 degrees of the zodiac, 360 degrees divided by 64. So the first hexagram corresponds to 0 degrees through 5.625 degrees Capricorn, winter solstice, the return of light. And hexagram 2 corresponds to 0 degrees through 5.625 degrees Cancer, summer solstice, the peak of yin. All right. So our practical use here, when consulting the I Ching on a specific date, note the sun's position. If the sun is at 15 degrees Taurus, the corresponding hexagram is approximately number 15 divided by 5.625, coming to 2.66, hexagram 3 or 4. This gives an astronomical anchor. All right. Our third part here, or section in this video, we're going to unify the tarot and I Ching under astrological principles, the 22 paths and the 64 hexagrams. So the 22 major arcana correspond to the 22 Hebrew letters, which also correspond to the 22 paths between the 10 Sephiroth on the Tree of Life. Now the I Ching 64 hexagrams can be seen as a binary expansion of these 22 archetypes. Each hexagram is a specific combination of yin and yang lines, and each line type can be mapped to a planetary or zodiacal energy. So for example, our yang line, fire or air signs, active masculine planets, Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Mercury. And our yin line, water or earth signs, receptive feminine planets being the Moon, Venus, and Saturn. Thus, a hexagram is a 6-digit binary number describing a specific energetic configuration. The tarot card corresponding to the same planetary combination can be used as a cross-reference. All right, the 3 treasures, astrological houses. In Chinese metaphysics, the I Ching is often used with the Bazi, 4 pillars, astrological system. We can merge this with Western houses. With the I Ching concept, Western astrological house, and tarot suit. So heaven, career, authority, 10th house, and wands. Earth, home, foundation, 4th house, pentacles. Thunder, sudden change, children, 5th house, creativity, wands, fire. Water is danger, travel, emotions, 8th, 12th, 3rd houses, cups. So mountain, stillness, endings, 12th, 4th houses, pentacles, earth. Wind is communication, influence, 3rd, 11th houses, swords. Fire is clarity, recognition, 1st, 9th houses, and wands. Lake is joy, partnership, 7th house, and cups. So now we have our practical synthesis here, which is a 3-divination reading. The current provides a birth chart or a current transit chart. We draw a tarot card for each of the 12 houses or a Celtic cross. We cast the I Ching for a specific question. We compare if the tarot shows the Two of Swords, Moon in Libra, Indecision, Stalemate, and the I Ching yields hexagram 12. Stand still by the astrological interpretation is a Moon, Saturn square, and air signs. All right, emotional blockage preventing communication. The remedy is to wait for Mercury ingress in the fire sign. So, sorry for all these coughs. My goodness. Let's go over these advanced techniques. Transiting planets as hexagram lines. And we have our planetary line method here. So each day we note the positions of the 7 classical planets, including the moon's nodes as yin-yang. And we assign Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn the yang lines, while Moon, Venus, North Node, yang, and South Node, yin, are the yin lines. Then we order the planets by speed. Moon is fastest, Saturn's the slowest, and we generate a 6-line hexagram, and this hexagram represents the celestial configuration of the moment. So for example, on a day when the Moon is in Cancer, Venus is in Taurus, Mercury is in Aries, Sun is in Capricorn, Mars is in Gemini, Jupiter is in Pisces, calculate line values based on sign polarity, fire, air, yang, water, earth, yin. We build a hexagram from the bottom, Moon, to top, Saturn, then consult the I Ching for the hexagram number, and that is the oracle of the sky. All right, the Decanic Tarot I Ching Bridge. The 36 decans correspond to 36 hexagrams. The remaining 28 hexagrams correspond to the lunar mansions. Now, each decan has a tarot card, 2 through 10 of each suit, and an I Ching hexagram. So again, we have our examples here. 2 of Wands, Mars and Aries. First decan, all right, 0 degrees through 10 degrees Aries. 55 is our hexagram. Abundance, thunder over fire. Why? Thunder, sudden action. Mars, fire, clarity, sun. Mars and Aries is pure assertive fire. Thunder and fire together creates a blaze of abundance. We have our table fragment here with the decan, tarot card, hexagram, and astrological meaning. So Aries, first decan, Mars, 2 of Wands, 55, abundance, assertive beginning, rapid expansion. Taurus, first decan, Mercury, 5 of Pentacles, 12, standstill, mental stagnation over material worry. Gemini, 1, Jupiter, 8 of Swords, 45, gathering many voices, need for assembly. In Cancer, the first decan, Venus, 2 of Cups, 31, influencing emotional attraction. Excuse me, the card is named influencing, and it's emotional attraction and mutual influence, all right? So our full table is going to be available very soon, 36 rows. All right, a liturgical application, the astrological divination rite, and then we're going to conclude this video. So this rite combines the 3 systems into a single theurgic practice, and I am going to make a video specifically about astrology liturgy. But we prepare with the planetary hour of Mercury, communication with spirits, white robe, incense, sandalwood or mystic. We cast the I Ching, throw coins or yarrow, record the hexagram in any moving lines, draw a tarot card from a shuffled deck, draw 1 card as the clarifier for the hexagram, and then calculate the celestial signature. Using the hexagrams, trigrams, our goal is to map planets and signs, and we're going to use the tarot card mapped to its decan or planetary ruler. So if both point to the same planetary combination, for example, both indicate Mars and Aries, the answer is urgent and direct. If they conflict though, Tarot says Venus and Libra, I Ching says Mars and Capricorn, there is a hidden tension. The current conscious desire, Venus opposes the karmic necessity, Mars, Saturn. And we thank the planetary intelligence of Mercury, and we record the reading in a journal with the current transits. All right, the unified field of divination. We're going to conclude The tarot, I Ching, and astrology are not separate systems. They are dialects of a single celestial language. The tarot, 78 cards, encode the zodiac, planets, and elements. The I Ching, 64 hexagrams, encode the same archetypes through binary yin-yang dynamics. Astrology provides the temporal coordinate, the wind, that gives both systems their predictive anchor. The advanced practitioner moves fluidly between them, a tarot spread to diagnose the present, the I Ching to chart the path, and astrology to time the steps. Together they form a trivium of the soul, a complete hermeneutic for navigating fate, free will, and the music of the spheres. Thank you for watching this video with peace and love, and I will see you in the next one. Piscean out.